If you'll state your name for us, please.
Yes, my name's Chad Chavez.
Welcome.
First of all, I want to thank you for holding a public forum. I have been critical of the HPCAC and the opaqueness of the group recently. I spoke at city council meetings and just talked about how hard it was to really understand what the process was here, and so I appreciate that you guys are holding public forums. I wanted to speak today because of the efforts that I believe Chief McMurray has taken to dampen the safety of citizens expressing their First Amendment rights in Huntsville. On 6/1, I saw use of force against the protesters, and I decided that I was going to come to the NAACP rally on 6/3. Prior to coming to that, I sat down with my fiance, who also wanted to come, and expressed to her that because of the force that we saw at the first one, I was going to go out and buy safety goggles, which I did. I explained, because she didn't want to wear a pair, I said that if the police started using force against us, that she would have to get behind me, because the projectiles that they use can easily blind people, they can kill people, especially at the ranges that they would go on to use them on that night. So we had that discussion before we went to a protest, a first for any protest I've ever been to in Huntsville or bigger cities anywhere. Once we came to the NAACP rally, the rally itself was very peaceful, very great. The mood was very positive, and I saw a lot of friends, coworkers, and people from the community that I knew. This was despite rumors that had been spread by former Huntsville Police Department employees online about violence coming in. There's a lawyer that works in downtown that used to be a Huntsville Police Department employee who said that he had heard from other people on the force that Antifa people were being bussed in. I reached out to the mayor immediately to find out if that was true, because again, we were worried about our safety in town. After the protest, there was some obvious, or after the NAACP protests in the park, there was obvious confusion because of a very late time change that had occurred. Chief McMurray ended up saying that it was because of these threats that they changed the time that we were allowed to exercise our rights, despite the fact that they still blocked off the square. The effect that this ended up having was creating confusion for the people at the rally, who then came up to see a display of force I've never seen at a protest. People have spoken to you about the riot cops waiting, staring us down from the parking decks. We had snipers looking down on us. We had drones flying above us, and cops staring us down as we marched around the square. Since that was part of the original scheduled time, everyone believed that they were still well within their rights, and that's why they were resistant when they wanted to disperse them again. After they ended up attacking the protesters, so I should say that we left before they ended up attacking protesters. We saw some police jump out of their car shaking pepper spray canisters well before they asked people to disperse, and we were worried, and so we went ahead and left. But that was, again, the force present just makes for a scary environment when you exercise your First Amendment right in Huntsville now. Then Chief McMurray came to speak to justify why he did it. In doing so, he used tweets from people that have never been to Huntsville, or frankly, joke accounts that tweet humorous things, and by clipping out the context of their jokes, implied that they were people coming from out of town to inflict violence. He used tweets where people communicated with journalists to imply that they were telling the reporters that they were going to inflict violence here, and he implied that people that never even showed up to protest but had complained about the Huntsville Police Department online were leading Antifa members. All of this is really just designed to make people afraid to call for police accountability. And so that's why I had reached out to the HPCAC to ask, what options do citizens have that's not just being attacked? What chance do we have to express our frustrations that isn't going to result in more violence inflicted upon our friends and our coworkers and our family? Thank you.